shift our focus to more breaking news update coming in, and this is with regards to Aaftab's narco test consent. Aaftab's consent note copy for narco test has been accessed by Times Now. Now remember, this viewer certainly coming in at the backdrop of the court giving a nod for conducting a narco test, and we have the test consent that we are going to be quickly putting out for you, and Priyank is joining us with more details on that. Priyank, yes, what can we share with our viewers?
Yes, certainly this is a copy which has been accessed by us, which clearly shows that how the accused Aaftab, Poonawalla, had agreed for the narco analysis test. He was produced before the concerned court, before the magistrate through video conferencing. In the initial pages of this note, it is the application of the Delhi police is also shown that how Delhi police had requested the court for the accused to be produced through video conferencing because of the case having the religious implications, and they could have been a threat on the life of the accused. In the later pages, it has been mentioned that the court has sought the consent of the accused, and he replied yes. That is also in quote unquote. Later to that, the court has also ordered the investigating officer to conduct the narco analysis test of the accused within 5 days of time period, and the court has also directed the police not to use third-degree measures, and the medical test should be conducted as per the protocol. So these are the specific things which have been mentioned in this particular note, which has been accessed by us. This is the order copy with respect to the permission which was sought from the concerned court in Saket.
All right, thank you for that, Priyank. Let's quickly open it up with our guest joining us this broadcast. We have Mr. TR Kakkar, who's a former police commissioner from Delhi, with us. We also have Dr Dinesh Rao, forensic expert, and Mr. Aditya Pratap, who's a lawyer, with us on this panel. Dr. Dinesh Rao, I want to begin by asking you, since we're talking about a narco test, in your understanding, how much of the results of the narco test are going to be of use for the Delhi police? Because this certainly cannot be used as solid evidence in the court of law. And with regards to confessions as well, you never know. Aaftab Poonawalla might just turn up in the court and deny anything that he's revealed to the Delhi police so far. So in your understanding, what is of utmost importance at this point in time in the case?
Definitely. See, narco test, as you know, as you rightly pointed out, it will not be a conclusive evidence the court may now accept, but definitely it will be a corroborative evidence. For example, if this Aaftab has stated that he has buried the skull in such a place under the narco analysis, then if the skull has been recovered, definitely that will be a very good corroborative evidence, and it also confirms the authenticity of the narco analysis test. And even this, for example, weapons have not been recovered. And if the statement made under narco analysis and there is an outcome of that particular statement, the impact of the statement has been well felt by the investigators, definitely that will be a very good corroborative evidence which may be helping the investigator. More than that, the statement made under narco analysis and the statement made during the police interview or the interrogation, that will be checked for the consistency. The truth and the false statement can be easily confirmed or ruled out. So that is another advantage of narco analysis. And besides, narco analysis per se may not be of that significance. If the narco analysis is associated with polygraph and brain mapping, definitely that will be narrowing down the exact truth of his statement.
Okay. Dr. Rao, I also want a greater understanding on how time-consuming is the entire process of getting the DNA sample via the human samples and the bones that have been recovered by the police. But before that, I want Mr. TR Kakkar to come in to really get in a sense of where he thinks the police investigation stands at the moment. Mr. Kakkar, the probe has now gone beyond the national capital. Today, some of the areas in Gurgaon were searched. This was an office area very close to Aaftab's former office. So something that the police has recovered from the spot, which we're not quite aware of. Beyond that, it's gone across to Maharashtra as well. A 5-member police team is there. But do you think too much time has been lost already, or do you think it's enough for the police to crack it up still?
See, the murder took place sometime in the middle of May. Six months have lapsed. But whatever has been found now, particularly the blood stains and the bones, those 13 pieces of bones or 14 pieces of bones, if they match by DNA sampling and otherwise with the parents with the father of the deceased, then it by itself it is a very, very strong evidence to suggest that Shraddha was murdered, and these are the bones of Shraddha, which according to the accused have been recovered.
Okay.
Now, coupled with this is the narco test. Now, narco test, as my learned friend was telling you, by itself doesn't have evidentiary value, but the narco test questions are framed in such an intelligent fashion.
Substantiate the confessions so far that have been made by the accused in the case.
Such an intelligent fashion that the truth, that we try and take out the truth from the, so that what he has already stated and what he is going to state there. So those differences are going to be very vital.
My colleague Meghna will help us understand this better.
That is all that is.
In terms of the consent copy that Times Now has access, she has it with her. Meghna, please take us through the details.
Absolutely. Times Now's big breaking news, which is coming in right now. We've managed to access the consent which has been given by Aaftab, who is the accused in the murder of Shraddha, has given for a narco test. This is a statement by the accused. It says that the accused is now questioned whether he's willing to undergo the narco test or not. This after the court yesterday gave a green flag to the police plea for a narco test. To this question, the accused has said, I give my consent. The accused is further questioned whether he is still willing to give his consent to undergo narco test, to which he says the accused voluntarily has answered yes. The consent of the accused is sought through video conferencing. It is recorded. It is signed as well on behalf who is present, who's there in the video conference. So this is the important bit. When it comes to the narco test, he voluntarily said yes.
Okay, so that's the accused consent there, and Meghna getting us all those details. Thank you for that, Meghna. Let me go across to Mr. Aditya Pratap, who's also with us. Mr. Aditya Pratap, now there's a lot of sentiment attached to this case, and you know, the entire country, of course, extremely emotional at this point in time, says nothing less than a death penalty, but there needs to be solid evidence to back this case. And while those demands are being made, there are several people who are today ready to be Shraddha's voice, his friends, his family members, several witnesses that have been talking to us. But I want to understand from you the other side of the coin. What can turn around in favor of Aaftab at this point in time? Because he may very well turn around and, like I said, say, no, I've not confessed to any of this to the Delhi police.
See, first and foremost is that no accused can be reasonably expected to confess to his crime. We have Article 20 of the Constitution, which protects against freedom against self-incrimination and so on. This is a case which will go on evidence. And I would like to state that murder jurisprudence in this country has advanced. Now, earlier accused people could get away by saying that the murder weapon is not recovered, the body is not recovered. Now the courts have started moving beyond this. Even if a murder weapon is not recovered, there can still be a conviction. Even if the body is not recovered, there can still be a conviction. Further, in criminal jurisprudence, there is also a doctrine which is used, the doctrine of last seen theory. That when was the last time the victim was seen with an accused? And on a case-to-case basis, like, it can be applied, especially if the sighting, the time between the last sighting of the victim and the accused and the death of the victim is very small. So yes, like recently we have a plumber who has come forward to say that I saw this Shraddha inside the flat. So the point is, if Shraddha, the time difference, because, this is like circumstantial evidence.
Yes.
So I do feel that if the investigators do a thorough job,
and now that it's moved beyond the national capital, they're getting in touch with witnesses from across the country. There really is a hope, but here's a man who's terrorized her beyond belief, and that's exactly why today the entire nation is speaking in one voice. Gentlemen, that's all the time I have in this edition, but thank you so much for getting in your perspective. With that, it's time for us to head into a very quick break.